Hello, my friends. Welcome to practice. Let's get right into it. Find a comfortable seat, resting your hands on your knees. Close your eyes down. Take a big breath in, shrug your shoulders up towards your ears, and as you exhale, roll the shoulders down the back. Keep your jaw soft. Start to bring your awareness into the body. Let's begin by dropping the chin down towards the chest, elongating the back of the neck. Keep the shoulder blades down on the back here so the upper back is active. Take a couple deep breaths in and out through the nose. And the next time that you inhale, you can lift your chin back up. Remove your hands from your knees, sweep them all the way up and overhead, palms together. As you exhale, take your left hand down outside of your left hip, reach up and over with your right fingertips. Look for a stretch down the right side waist. Keep your right sits bone plugged into the floor. Exhale, take it a little bit further. You can start to bend into the left elbow, reach farther, and then as you inhale, cactus your right arm, pull your right elbow back. Inhale to lengthen out through the right arm. Look down at your left hand. Exhale, pull your right elbow back. Maybe look back for the right elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw the shoulder blades together. One more time now. Inhale, reach up and over with the right fingertips. Exhale, come up through center, palms together. Let's do the other side. Tap your right hand down. Keep your left sit bone grounded as you start to bend up and over towards the right. Get into that flow. Exhale, bend your elbow, reach further. Inhale, bend your left elbow, pull the left shoulder onto the back. Inhale, reach out, lengthen left side body. Exhale, upper back active, open the chest. Inhale, reach. Exhale, cactus your arm back. Last time here, inhale, reach up and over. And exhale, come up through center, palms together. Nice work. Let's go ahead and float the hands down to heart center. Just take a moment here to switch how you're sitting. So we're going to come out of this cross-legged position and into a kneeling position, tops of the feet on the floor. If that's not comfortable, make sure you support yourself with a yoga block in between your heels. Reach your arms out to the sides, turn your palms to face up towards the sky. Find a soft bend in the elbows, draw the shoulder blades onto the back, and imagine you're holding something in your hands, so you activate energy in the hands. We're going to turn the palms to face up and then down several times here, just to bring more blood flow and circulation into the arms. And keep the hands active here, so rather than just letting your hands be floppy, continue to imagine you're holding on to a big coconut in either hand. Good. Continuing on, keep your arms long, but reach them all the way up and overhead. Turn your palms to face towards the screen. Squeeze your hands into fists and then spread your fingers wide. So popcorn hands a couple of times here. Start to speed it up. You want to feel a little bit of heat building in the wrists and the forearms. Good. Coming out, open your hands wide, bend your elbows, cactus your arms, open your chest, slight lift of the chin. Exhale, wrap your arms around, grab onto opposite shoulders. Inhale, cactus, draw shoulder blades together. Exhale, hug yourself. Inhale, open. Exhale, alternating the arm on top. Let's go for one more. Inhale, open up the chest. And exhale, wrap your arms around, grab onto opposite shoulders. Cactus your arms one more time. And then release your hands behind your back. Interlace your hands behind you. Roll the shoulders onto the back body and down away from the ears. You can puff your chest out, slight lift of the chin, a little bit of a backward bend. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips. Lower your forehead all the way down to the floor, or perhaps you use a yoga block. If it feels good in the shoulders, lift your hands away from the lower back. Press down through the tops of your feet. Use the energy of your next inhale to draw yourself back up. And as you come up, hands can come down towards the lower back. Release your grip, reach them all the way up and overhead. Exhale, release your hands to heart center. You can stay where you are. I'm just turning so you can see. With your palms together, let's interlace the fingers and then begin to draw some circles with the knuckles here. Feel free to slow down or speed up this circling action if that feels better. Let's switch directions, couple rotations the other way. Amazing. Now next exhale, turn your palms to face forward, press out through the palms, tuck your chin, tuck your tail, look down. Inhale, pull your heart forward, pinky fingers back, palms up to the sky. Again, exhale, round, press the back of your heart towards the back of the yoga mat. Inhale, thread the heart forward through the shoulders, pull your pinky fingers back. Exhale, round, seated cat pose. Inhale, arch, seated cow pose, opening up the shoulders. Go for a couple more with your breath. Inhale, reach your palms up towards the sky. This time you can separate your hands at the top. Float your hands down to the mat and walk them forward. Come into tabletop position. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Find a little bit of free movement here. You could rock forward and back, sway the hips from side to side, maybe take a tabletop cat-cow. Any movement that your body feels like it's craving. Come back to center and let's go for cat-cow. Inhale, drop the belly towards the floor, lift your chin, gaze forward. Exhale, tuck your tail, look towards your belly button, pull your navel up and in. Inhaling to arch, stick your tailbone up towards the sky, widen the collarbones. Exhale, press your hands down into the mat, spread the upper back wide. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. Now next time that we inhale, as we start to draw the heart forward, bend your elbows, drop your chin and your chest down to the mat. Hug your elbows into the sides, pull your heart forward and lift it up as you drop the front of your hips down, cobra pose. Draw the shoulders onto the back body. Elbows can be bent if that feels better for the low back. Keep your shoulders down away from the ears, glutes squeezing, and exhale, relax your chest down to the mat. Take your hands off to the sides, tent your fingertips, stick your elbows up to the ceiling. Inhale, slowly peel your chin, your chest, the top of your ribcage off the mat. And exhale, just as slowly release back down. Again, inhaling to slowly peel your chest up off the mat. Come up as high as you comfortably can. Exhale, slowly releasing back down. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, slowly rise up. This time, instead of coming down, look off to the right. Bend your left elbow, drop your left shoulder in towards the midline. Try to see your right heel behind you, stretching into the front of the left shoulder. Inhale, come up through center. And then exhale, look off towards the left. Bend your right elbow, drop your right shoulder in towards the center line of the body. Inhale, peel your chest back up, gaze forward. Exhale, gently release everything back down. Take your hands right underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes under. Let's press straight up to a high plank. And then send your hips back and up, downward facing dog. Lift up a little higher onto the balls of your feet. Give your knees a big bend. Stick your tailbone up to the sky so there's length down the sides of the body. And now you can work the legs back into a straighter position. Maybe you take this time to walk out your dog a little bit here, bending into one knee and then the other. Now come back to center and take a breath holding down dog in stillness. Next, inhale, gaze forward between your hands, lift your heels, bend your knees, and step your feet outside of your hands, so nice and wide. Toes turned out wider than the heels. Drop your seat down, lift the chest, gaze forward. Again, you can stay where you are. I'm just turning so you can have a better view here. Lift your fingertips up off the floor and take your hands to heart center. Using the elbows to pry the knees open a little wider, but keeping the glutes active. Start to press down through the soles of the feet. Feel the strength of the legs. And on your next exhale, slowly we'll rise all the way up here, taking your time. As you inhale, bend your knees, draw your belly in, sink your hips back down. A little more now, interlace your fingers, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, we stand, keep the arms straight. Inhale, coming back down, reaching fingertips up to the sky. Exhale to stand. Inhale to slowly sink back down, pull your belly in. Exhale, strengthen the legs, rise up. Inhale, slowly dropping back down to that deep squat. One more time here. Exhale, rise up. This time, turn your toes to face straight towards the top of the yoga mat. Little bend in the knees, separate the arms. Semi-wide-legged forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need. Let your head hang. Grab onto opposite elbows and let your forearms hang as well, so we're lengthening and tractioning through the spine. Give yourself a little rock from side to side here. Release your fingertips back down to the floor. Inhale to lift halfway, find some space. Exhale, take right hand across to left knee or left ankle. Gently pull your body over towards the left and extend your left arm up towards the sky. Keep your left palm facing in the same direction as the chest, or for a half bind, turn your left palm the opposite direction. Take the back of your left hand across the low back. Roll left shoulder onto back body, look up towards the ceiling. And let's release. Both hands back down to the floor. Take your left hand across to your right ankle or knee. Reach your right hand up to the sky. Palm faces in the same direction as your chest. Or turn your palm around. Glide your hand across the lower back. Make sure it's the fingernail side of your hand that's on the back. Look up towards the ceiling. And let's release. Both hands back down to the floor. Heel toe your feet back in so your heels line up underneath your hips. Uttanasana, standing forward folds. Halfway lift on the inhale, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, step back to high plank, top of a push-up. Use your exhalation to lower down, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, rolling over the toes, back to downward facing dog. Look forward, lift your heels, bend your knees, big breath out as you step or hop top of the mat, Uttanasana. Inhale to lift halfway, think length through the spine. Exhale, fold and release. Ground down through the feet, inhale, slowly rise all the way up. Seal your palms together and exhale, float your hands down to heart center. Keep going, inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips, drop your fingertips to the floor. Step your left foot back, toes tuck under. Lighten up through your fingertips. Chest comes slightly away from the thigh. Reach your arms back in line with the sides of the body. Inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. Exhale, hinge forward, belly in, fingertips reach back. Inhale, arms reach up and overhead. Exhale, keep the back leg strong as you reach the arms in line with the sides of the body. Again, inhale, arms reach. Exhale, little hinge forward here. Next time that we sweep the arms up and overhead, we'll stay. You can interlace your hands and take them behind the head. Straighten out through your front leg. Pull your right hip back in space. Keep your left heel lifted. Give your glutes a good squeeze. And then lean your shoulders back. Relax the weight of your head back into your hands. A little bit of a backward bend here, but we're working hard in the legs to stay balanced, to keep everything stabilized. Exhale, float your hands down to frame your right foot. Keep your left toes tucked under at the back of the mat. Send your right leg back and up, three-legged dog. Keep your hips squared. You can flex your right foot. Now very slowly bend your left knee and gently lower your left knee all the way down to the floor. Tuck your right toes under behind you. You can pick up your left foot now, spin it off to the side as a kickstand as you drop your right heel down. Left hand, line it up under your left shoulder. And then we'll extend the right arm all the way up towards the sky. Stack your shoulders. Maybe reach the right arm all the way up and overhead. You can stay or add on by picking up your right foot off the floor. Exhale, bend your knee and elbow, crunch them in. Inhale to re-extend. Let's do a few more. Exhale, crunch it in. Inhale to reach back out. Exhale, connect elbow to knee. And inhale. Last one here. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, re-extend. Go ahead and drop your right foot back down to the earth. Little bend in the left elbow so that you can press off through the left hand and come up through center, arms to a T. Take your right hand down the outside of the right thigh. Left arm reaches up and over. Maybe you gaze up towards the sky or the inside of your left elbow. Windmill your hands all the way down to the mat. Plant them shoulder width apart. Square your hips to the mat. Turn your left toes to face towards the back. Squeeze your right glute to pick up your right foot. Flex. Now bend your elbows. Lower your chest and your chin down to the floor. Maybe they touch, maybe they don't. Exhale, push the mat away. Curl your right knee in. Tap knee to elbow. And now step your right foot outside of your right hand. This is lizard. I like to move my left knee back a little bit. Open up the hips. Place your right hand on the back of your head, and as you inhale, look back, pull the right elbow back. Exhale, right elbow comes down inside of the right foot. Inhale, twist and open. Exhale, drop the elbow down. Line up this movement with your breath. Open up across the chest one more time, and this time as you breathe out, just place your right hand back down on the mat. Tuck your back toes under, lift your back knee as you press down through the hands, step your right foot back. Either take your three-legged chaturanga or regular. Inhale, upward facing, open up the chest. Exhale, hips back and up, rolling over the toes to down dog. Look forward, lift your heels, bend your knees, travel towards the front of your mat, forward fold. Lift halfway on the inhale, bring your hands to your shins. Exhale to fold and surrender back down. Inhale, slowly rise up. Palms touch together overhead, and exhale, hands down to heart center. You can relax your arms down by your sides, soften your shoulders, take one more clearing breath, and then we'll get into the other side. Inhale, arms sweep up and overhead, reach up through the fingertips. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips, forward fold. This time, right foot steps back to a lunge. Keep your heel high, line up left knee over left ankle. Inhale, lighten up your fingertips and reach the arms back in line with the sides of the body. Now we'll sweep the arms up and overhead. Keep your hips low, back leg strong. Exhale, sweep the arms back in line with the sides of the body. Inhale, rise up, arms overhead. Exhale, hinge forward, palms face down, back of the neck is long. Inhale to rise back up here, arms reach overhead. Exhale, hinging forward, keep the core strong. Rise back up the next time you breathe in. This time we'll take the hands, interlace them behind the head, and then straighten out through the left leg, but pull your left hip back in space. Keep your right heel lifted so we're working hard to stabilize. Squeeze your right glute. Open up your chest, lean your head back into your hands, draw the shoulder blades together. Inhale into the chest. And as you exhale, take your hands, release them down to the floor on either side of your left foot. Right toes stay tucked under so you can sweep your left leg back and up into three-legged dog. Flex your left foot, keep the left leg straight and strong as you start to bend into your right knee. And gently lower your right knee all the way down to the mat. From there, tuck your left toes under at the back of the mat. Spin your right foot off to the side. Drop the left heel down. Reach your left arm up towards the sky. So we're in a supported side plank. Both sides of the body are long. Now reach your left arm up and overhead. Lift your left foot off the floor. Point your left toes. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch knee to elbow. Contract through the core. Inhale to reach back out. And exhale, elbow to knee. Let's go for two more here. Inhale, reach out. Keep the right hand strong on the floor here, right shoulder away from the right ear. Last repetition, crunch it in. Reach everything back out. And now gently release your left foot down to the floor. Bend your right elbow slightly so that you can press off through the right hand. Come up through center, arms to a T. And now left hand down the outside of the left thigh, right arm reaches up and over. Good. Elongate through the right side body here. Keep a little squeeze of the glutes. Release by windmilling your hands all the way down to the top of the mat. Plant them shoulder width apart. Turn your right toes to face back. Square your hips. Lift your left foot off the floor. Give it a good flex. Bend your elbows. Keep them close to the sides. Lower your chest and your chin down as far as you can. Maybe they touch the floor. As you exhale, push the mat away, bend your left knee, tap it to left elbow, and set your left foot down outside of your left hand. Gaze forward, you can wiggle your right knee back to open up through the hips. Right hand stays grounded, take your left hand behind your head. Inhale to twist open, pull your left elbow back. Exhale, gaze down to your right thumb, drop your left elbow down towards the floor. Inhale, open up the chest, peel the left elbow back. Exhale, left elbow comes down as close to the floor as you can inside of the knee. Inhaling to open. Exhale once more, tapping the elbow down. We'll open back up one more time here. And this time as you breathe out, set your left hand down. Tuck your back toes under, lift your right knee off the floor. Step your left foot back. You can keep it floating or drop it down for a regular plank. Move through a flow. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale to your back bend. And exhale brings you home to downward dog. Excellent. Let's take a momentary rest here. You can drop your knees down, untuck the toes, settle your hips back to your heels, and crawl the fingertips forward so you can relax your chest and belly over top of the thighs, your forehead down to the floor. Welcome to Child's Pose, Balasana. You can either stay here and breathe or get a little deeper into the side body by walking your hands over towards the right. Plant your left hand on top of the right. Bow your head down. And as you reach, especially through your left fingers, see if you can roll your left armpit down towards the floor. You're really stretching into the muscles in the left side body. Walk your hands back through center. Take them all the way over towards the left. You can put your right hand on top of your left, stretch out through your right fingertips, bow your head down, and roll your right armpit down towards the floor. Excellent. Walk your hands back through center, reaching towards the front of your mat. You can keep your forehead down, but take your hands, plant them just outside of your knees. I like tented fingertips. Push the mat away and slowly roll yourself up to a seated kneeling position. You can walk your hands up your thighs and gaze forward. Hips on the heels. Take a big breath in, reach your arms overhead. As you exhale, turn towards your right. Take your left hand to the outside of your right thigh. Right fingertips graze the mat behind you. Or, if you'd like to take a half bind, take the back of your right hand across the low back. Imagine you're trying to reach your right fingertips into your left hip pocket. Roll your right shoulder onto the back. Look back over your right shoulder. Keep both of your hips grounded on the heels. If you have your half bind, drop your right hand back down to the mat behind you. Reach your left fingertips towards the front of your mat. Turn your palm up. And now as you inhale, lift your chest, gaze up to your left hand. Maybe you take it a step further by lifting your hips off of the heel. Take your left hand to the back of your head, lean your head back into your hand. So this is a variation of camel pose. If this feels like too much for the low back, just keep your hips seated on the heels. Let's gently release, hips back down. Windmill your left hand down to the top of the mat, and as left hand touches down, right arm reaches up. Look up at your right thumb. Exhale, thread the needle. Keep your right palm facing up as you slide your right hand all the way across and set the side of your head, maybe your right ear or your right cheekbone down onto the mat. If it feels more supportive, keep your left hand exactly where it is. If you want to take the twist a little further, reach your left arm up to the sky. Turn your palm to face away from the chest, and then take the back of your left hand, so your fingernails, across to the low back, or maybe once more you reach for the opposite hip pocket. Regulate your breath here. In this pose, as we inhale, sensation tends to feel a little bit stronger, and as we exhale, we get that beautiful release. Make sure not to hold your breath. You can go ahead and release your bind if you have it. Plant your left hand back down on the floor. Slide your right arm out from underneath. Reach right fingertips back up to the sky. And exhale to set your right hand down. Make sure your toes are untucked. Walk back to a kneeling position. And then we'll inhale to sweep the arms overhead. Exhale to twist towards the left. Right hand to the outside of your left thigh. Left hand down behind you. Keep your spine upright. If you want to go for that half bind, left hand reaches across the low back. Reach your left fingertips into where your right hip pocket would be. Look back over your left shoulder. With every inhalation, reach the crown of your head up into the space above you a little bit higher, keeping hips down on the heels. As you exhale, maybe you find you have the space to twist just a little bit deeper or look back over your left shoulder a little bit further. Now coming out, we'll drop the left fingertips back down to the mat behind us. And take your right arm, reach it towards the front of the mat, palm faces up towards the sky. Big inhale breath as you lift your chest, reach your right hand back and up, gaze up. Maybe pressing down through left fingertips to lift the hips. You can take your right hand behind the head, lean your head back into your hand so you get this stretch even through the right tricep. This is quite intense, so again, option to keep the hips down. If your hips are lifted, go ahead and set them back down. Now big windmill action through the arms, so the right hand will circle forward, left arm circles up to the sky as the hips lift away from the heels. And then exhale, thread the needle. Try to keep your left palm facing up as you set the back of your left arm and the side of your head down to the floor. Option to keep your right hand exactly where it is, or if you'd like that half bind, right hand comes across the lower back. Remember, it's the fingernail side of your hand touching the back. This is just a little bit better for the rotation of the shoulder. Press the back of the left hand, left shoulder down into the mat as you roll your chest open towards the right. And breathe deeply into both shoulders, all the way down to the hips. Take your time to unwind. Bring your right hand back down to the floor. Apply some pressure so you can lift your left shoulder off the mat, reach your left fingertips up to the sky, and exhale, left hand touches back down. We're going to switch to a seated straddle position so you can drop your hips down to the mat, open the legs out wide, make sure you've got enough space around you. Good. Now keep your left foot off to the side, bend your right knee, bring the sole of your right foot inside of your left thigh. You could put a block under your knee if you need it. Now make sure for the duration of this stretch, both of your sits bones are grounded on the floor. Take your left hand across, put it on top of your right knee, place your right hand on top of your left hand, hand on hand. Now as you breathe in, look towards your left foot, flex your foot, feel the quad engage. Take a big breath in, shrug your shoulders up towards your ears. Exhale, roll the shoulders down and back, draw your navel in. Slowly glide your right hand up across the left arm. Let's take it across the chest and then reach it all the way up towards the sky. Again, sits bones stay grounded, but you might start to lean your left shoulder towards your left knee. Now you're welcome to keep your gaze on your left foot, or if you'd like, look up towards the inside of the right elbow as you deepen this stretch to the side. Keep the navel in, the shoulders down the back, and keep your left foot flexed and active. Give your right knee a little bit of a tug to bring yourself back up through center. Let's set up for the other side, so right leg out, left foot against your right inner thigh. Again, remember both sits bones grounded. Use a block under your right knee if you need it. Take your right hand across to your left knee and then place your left palm on top of your right hand. Look towards your right foot, flex your foot, feel the engagement. Inhale, shrug shoulders up to ears, scrunching up, and as you exhale, roll the tension off your back as you draw the shoulders down. Slowly, we'll take the left hand, glide it across the right arm, and then trace it across the chest, reach it all the way up towards the sky. Move slow here. Start to lean your right shoulder towards your right knee. If you'd like, you can turn your gaze up to the inside of the left elbow. Feel this elongation of the left side body. Keep your right foot active and flexed. And draw the shoulders down away from the ears. Core is engaged here, so gently pulling the navel in as you reach further and further with your left hand. Inhale to draw yourself back up through center, releasing the stretch. Let's extend both legs towards the front of the mat here. Keep your feet about hip width apart. If you feel any kind of pain in the backs of the knees or it's hard to sit upright, put a little bend in your knees. Let's flex the feet. Inhale to sweep the arms up and overhead, slight lift of the chest. Exhale, hinging forward from the hips. Lower your belly down over your thighs. Drop your hands to the floor. Paschimottanasana. This is not about grabbing onto your feet. You're welcome to grab your feet if it's accessible, but if it's closer, grab onto your ankles, your shins, or behind your knees. Inhale to lengthen out through the top of the head, and exhale to fold a little deeper, bowing the chest down towards the thighs, the forehead down towards the shins. Use the energy of your next inhale to slowly lift yourself up out of this forward fold. Keep your fingertips reaching forward, point your toes, tuck your tail under, slight tuck of the chin as you roll yourself down one vertebra at a time onto the mat. The back of your head can rest down last, and from there, enter into your final Savasana. Allow your toes to roll open to the sides, drop the backs of the hands down to the floor. Close your eyes down. Soften through the entire body. I like to keep palms facing up towards the sky. It's a symbol of being open to receiving. It allows the upper arm bones to gently rotate away from the midline of the body, creating this feeling of opening across the chest. Give yourself 2 minutes, maybe a little bit more time if you've got it today, to rest in this final Savasana, knowing that this is the destination in our practice. This is what we come here for. So rest as long as you need. Thank you so much for supporting me and for joining me for this class, and I hope to see you again soon for another practice. Namaste.